everyone, we're gonna make baked Alaska today. I've never made baked Alaska or had it before, so this is kind of exciting. You're gonna need a piece of cake, white cake, that's 8 inches in diameter or about. You're gonna need 7 ounces of powdered sugar, 3 egg whites, something to mix the egg whites in and the powdered sugar. I'm gonna use a stand-up mixer today. You can just use a bowl and a whisk too, but it's a lot of work. You also need tin foil or aluminum foil. Ice cream, so I've poured my ice cream into a block, and then I'm gonna put it in this pan. You can just put it on a flat pan, but I'm worried about the ice cream leaking out and leaking in the oven. That's why I wanna do it in a pan. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put my cake on a piece of aluminum foil, and then I'm gonna unwrap my ice cream. And it's just this way because I had formed it into a block earlier. Most ice cream comes in tubs. All right, so we're gonna put that right on top of the cake. And then I'm just gonna wrap a piece of aluminum foil on top of this. And I'm gonna stick the whole thing in the freezer for 15 minutes. All right, so my ice cream and my cake are in the freezer still. They've been in there about 10 minutes. I'm gonna start whipping up my meringue for the top. So it takes the 3 egg whites and the 7 ounces of sugar. So the first thing I'm gonna do, again, I'm using a standing mixer. If you just wanna use a bowl and a whisk, that's fine. You're just gonna have to keep beating it. So I'm gonna put my egg whites in here. And I'm just gonna let this go until I have some soft peaks to form. Yep. And I'm just gonna start sprinkling in 1 tablespoon of sugar at a time. Staying pretty consistent. All right. All right, so I have my meringue here. So again, I'm gonna put it in here. Oh, and sorry, I didn't say, my oven is preheating 425 degrees right now. So my cake's in here. Again, I did this because I'm a little worried that the ice cream's still gonna melt. I don't trust it 100%, and I don't want a big mess in the oven. But I do need to make sure when I cover this that everything gets completely covered. I don't want any of the cake or any of the ice cream showing. So I'm just gonna make sure there's some room around the edge. Kind of looks like marshmallow. All right, so I've got it completely covered. I'm gonna put it in my oven for 5 minutes. It's been about 5 minutes, so I'm gonna pull it out. And I was worried about my meringue. It was really runny, so it looks like it didn't work as well, but we'll have to cut into it and see how it tastes as some of my ice cream melted, but we'll see if you do better than I did. The meringue did stiffen up, but I don't think it's perfect. It is frozen in the inside still. Oh, that's a big piece, and this pan is hot. Make sure you get a parent to help you. Oh, look at that. All right, we'll give it a try. I had a big thing go wrong this time. The meringue it didn't fluff up, and I probably could have kept whipping it and it would have fluffed up more, and the edges started to melt, which is why my ice cream started to melt. If I had more ice cream and if I had more cake, I would make it again, but I don't have any more ice cream or cake, so I'm just gonna leave it at that. The middle was frozen, so something did work. It just didn't work exactly how I wanted it to. So how did it work? This experiment is all about insulation, but the other way around from the way we'd expect. Normally, we think of insulation as a way of keeping heat in, as with a coat in a house or other building. Baked Alaska is about keeping heat out, so it won't melt the ice cream. And it's the outside egg white layer, that meringue, that does the insulating. Beating it added lots and lots of air, making it fluff right up. And air is a good insulator. Just think of how snug you feel in a cozy duvet or comforter, which is mainly full of air. So what happens if you cooked it longer, but on a lower temperature? The ice cream would melt. The only thing you wanted to cook was the outside layer. Any longer, even at a lower temperature, would mean that the warm air would have time to penetrate inside, just as it does on a warm day if you leave a popsicle to melt on a plate. The Inuit people who live near the North Pole are famous for their igloos, small houses and shelters built from blocks of snow. Igloos work like the meringue on the outside of the baked Alaska. The snow is full of air pockets, which work as insulators. With igloos, though, the idea of the insulation is to keep the heat in, not out.